Welcome once again, my fellow manipulators of digital fate. I'm Richie, this is Capricorn, and today we have a Resident Evil showcase. Now, we watched this live, we live streamed it on my Twitch channel, and it was pretty interesting. They showed a lot of footage for Village, as well as announcing some new stuff that's pretty interesting. So we're going to take a look at that reaction footage that I streamed earlier, and then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about it. It's Village, boys. He's a witch.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining us today, and welcome to our Resident Evil showcase.
Hey, thanks.
I'm your host, Brittany Brombacher, here to give you a closer look into what Capcom has coming up for the Resident Evil franchise. We'll be kicking things off with some brand new content.
I am
and
excited.
An exclusive first look at Resident Evil Village gameplay that
like,
you do not
this
want
totally
to miss.
looks
So
like
without further ado, let's get started.
First person, this generation's version of Resident Evil 4. I would not be surprised to see the merchant. Hello, stranger.
Think positively, all right? We talked about this.
Is that
I know.
Mia from 7?
We hardly talk about anything else.
Might be.
Heralds danger. The bell tolls for us all. They're coming again.
It's giving me crazy Dark Souls vibes, to be completely honest.
Mother Miranda, I regret to inform you that Ethan Winters has escaped that fool Heisenberg.
Oh boy.
Because he is in my castle and has already proven too much for my daughters to handle. When I find him... No, Mother Miranda. Yes, of course, I understand the importance of the ceremony.
Creepy vampire lady. Oh jeez.
Can someone please tell me what the hell is going on here?
No. The place is full of nothing but blood and death.
This is exciting. It seems like the emphasis for this one is definitely on exploration and having like a really crazy, deep, intricate environment to explore and get lost in. It really does remind me of like the Souls games.
Well, Ethan Winters. There you are.
There's just so much going on in this game. The variety I've seen already just makes me feel like there's so much more content packed into this one.
Let's see what you're really made of. Ethan Winters.
Oh boy. Here we go. Mr. Werewolf.
That was amazing, but I still have so many questions.
We all do.
Like,
Start
when
answering
can I
them.
pre-order this thing? Perhaps producer Pete Fabiano has some answers for us. Let's see what he has to say.
Hey everyone, I'm Pete Fabiano, producer on Resident Evil Village. When we first announced Resident Evil Village back in June, we only mentioned PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and PC. I'm happy to announce we've been working hard to bring the survival horror experience onto current generation consoles as well.
Yay.
Resident Evil Village will also be coming to PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, day and date with next gen.
That's
The
good.
PS4 version can be upgraded for free to the digital PS5 version.
I'll be getting the
And
PS5
Xbox One
version,
gives you
but
free
it's
access to the
important
game
that this
on
thing's on
Xbox
as many
Series
consoles
X
as
through
possible because I
smartphone.
want it to do
It's
well.
also my pleasure to tell you exactly when you can get your hands on the game. Resident Evil Village will be available worldwide on May 7th, 2021.
May 7th.
Pre-orders kicking off.
That is later than I expected, but if that's what they
Alongside the standard
needed
edition,
in order
we
to
have a
make
few
it
other
work on
options for the game.
on
First,
last-gen
we have the
consoles,
Digital Deluxe Edition,
then that's fine.
available on all platforms. Players will be able to heighten their survival horror experience with extra content, including in-game items that call back to Resident Evil 7 Biohazard.
Nice.
There's also a collector's edition for consoles that includes all the Deluxe Edition content, as well as a striking figure of Chris Redfield, a steelbook case, poster, and artbook. And for those of you who
Looks
haven't
pretty
played
rad.
the previous entry, we have the Resident Evil Village and Resident Evil 7 Biohazard Bundle. This lets you get your hands on the award-winning RE7 while you wait for Resident Evil Village. Pre-order any of these editions, and you'll be able to get your hands on both the Mr. Raccoon weapon accessory and their survival resource pack, which will offer additional support during the first few hours of gameplay.
Nice.
Finally, digital pre-orders from the PlayStation Store will receive an exclusive Resident Evil Village mini soundtrack.
All right.
Looks
I've
good
been
to
waiting
me.
For this. I know you've been waiting for this. It's time for the world premiere first look at Resident Evil Village gameplay. Alongside this first look, we have Pete Fabiano back to offer some insights as well. Let's take a look.
All right, uncut gameplay, I assume, because we've seen snippets of gameplay.
Now we're here to give you an exclusive first look at Resident Evil Village.
So if they're
gameplay.
saying this is first time gameplay, they have to mean first time uncut.
Just like in Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, you'll be taking control of Ethan Winters.
Ethan was fine.
You'll make your way from the village to the castle. Players will need to get in and search for their kidnapped daughter. As you've noticed by now, Resident Evil Village keeps the first-person perspective. We think it really draws players into the detailed world we've created.
I mean, that's fine. I prefer third person, but I feel like that's coming, you know? There's plenty of time in the future to do more Resident Evil games back in the third person, you know?
You'll see a lot of those little details come to life here. The team put a ton of effort into creating a truly authentic feel.
Does look pretty cool.
From art design to technology, everything ties in great and creates some beautiful visuals.
For me, it really depends on how they handled combat. Because it still needs to feel like the focus is
Now
on
it's
resource
time to meet
management.
Some of the castle denizens. As you'd expect, a warm welcome's not really what's in store for Ethan.
It can't just be, you know, Call of Duty first-person shooter. Like, that's not what Resident Evil is. And I think they know that. They did a decent job with 7.
Man blood.
Characters
Now,
seem pretty crazy.
Let's take a look at him. Well, Ethan Winters. You escaped my little brother's idiot games,
It's like
did
a
you?
coven of vampires.
Let's see how special you are.
Dude, this game looks nutty.
Shifting gears a bit, we're finally going to show off some combat.
Just show me that it's, you know, resource management heavy.
It's not just about shooting. Guarding will also be an important part of the game.
Interesting.
Each type of enemy has their own distinct
That
way of
actually
fighting,
kind of
so
gives
you'll
me
need to
hope.
change up your strategy to defeat them.
Because it's not just, you know, if guarding is relevant, that means the enemies are sticking around long enough for you to have to guard. Which means it's not just, oh, kill the things.
Some of you
You
will
know,
remember a similar
there's an
matching system in
interaction
Resident
and
Evil
a sort of
4.
dance.
This time around, we've added crafting.
to
which allows you
encounters.
to create items such as first aid and ammo.
Nice. It looks like they brought back the resource management
There's
system
also
from
an
like
assortment of weapons
4,
to find and utilize throughout
where
the
it's like you're playing Tetris. That's rad. I like it.
I've been waiting for you, Mr. Winters.
Have
How do
you?
know my name?
Anyone has heard of the likes of you.
The merchant makes
What
a
are you
return.
buying?
This time he's known as the Duke.
What are you selling?
You'll be going to him to buy and sell weapons, amongst other things.
Interesting.
The director wanted to give him a unique look, and you'll often find him in different situations each time you encounter him. He's an interesting fella.
So it's not the actual merchant from 4 back, but it's the same concept, right? And they're still making him creepy enough where you're like, you're never entirely certain if you should trust him or not.
Wait, do you hear that? And we've also got extra objectives outside of the main ones. Of course, it goes without saying that there'll be plenty of puzzles to solve for players to move forward.
Hell yeah.
Oh, and
that's what I want to hear.
Plenty of surprises to keep you on your toes.
Oh, jeez. Wonder if that was scripted or if he blocked there. What in the world? They're coming out of him?
I haven't cut open a man in a while. Let me string you up, slice your jugular, and just watch.
Oh, jeez. This looks terrifying.
Well, that's one way to end the video. Now that we've shown you what's in store for Resident Evil Village, let's take a look at the exclusive PlayStation 5 demo.
Ah, PlayStation 5 demo. I want to play it. I want it now. Maiden, escape the dungeon.
For this demo, players won't be playing as Ethan, but as a character we're referring to as the Maiden.
Interesting.
Unlike the actual game, this experience doesn't feature combat or even blocking.
Weird. So the demo is like its own thing. With its own story, it looks like?
And audio as they take the Maiden on her journey to find a way out of the castle. And you can download the exclusive demo on PlayStation 5 today.
Well, I know what I'm doing after this stream.
We want as many people as possible to get a chance to play. So we'll have a separate new demo available on all platforms, ready for sometime this spring.
So they don't have the old gen versions ready quite yet. So they're only releasing the demo on PS5.
The very first game releasing in Japan back
Makes
on
sense.
March 22nd, 1996. Since then, the series has expanded well beyond the realm of video games. From toys and board games to CG movies to live-action Hollywood films,
true.
Resident Evil has become a cultural icon.
I mean, the movies were kind of junk.
Surprises around every corner, so let's pass it along to producers.
But hopefully the new movies and shows coming are not junk.
Earlier this month, we started inviting players to join a closed beta test. The test won't happen until later next week, but I want to use this chance to reveal more details.
Okay.
With the 25th anniversary of Resident Evil coming on March 22nd, we are excited to celebrate this milestone with our fans. Last September, we showed off a piece of key art showcasing some of Resident Evil's iconic characters to start the celebration. Now, I'm happy to announce what was behind that.
Okay.
Let's take a look.
What is this beta for? I must know. What is this? It's like got crosshatch graphics. What? RE-verse? It's PvP? What is going on? This looks so bizarre. It looks so bizarre.
RE-verse is one of the ways we're celebrating the 25th anniversary of the franchise, showcasing so many of the characters that fans love. It'll be available for free to anyone who purchases Resident Evil Village. So be sure to follow the Resident Evil social channels for the latest news.
So it is the free Resident Evil game that comes with, free multiplayer game that comes with Village. Just like they did with the Resident Evil 3 remake. They had a free multiplayer game that came with it.
Entertainment and Ubisoft, congratulations to the Resident Evil team on their 25th anniversary. We can't wait to get our hands on our reverse. For the occasion, we are bringing a celebration to our game, Tom Clancy's The Division 2.
Ooh, The Division
For
2.
limited time, you will be able to collect some of the iconic outfits and items from the original Resident Evil trilogy.
Wow.
Everyone that logs in during the event will get Leon Kennedy's Raccoon Police Department outfit as a warm-up. Now let's have a look at some of these.
Interesting. I actually just started playing that game again. Some friends of mine are really into it. Stars. The hunk outfit, nice. Capcom's Resident Evil animation producer. Let's talk about Infinite Darkness, 3D CGI animated film we announced last year. Story focuses on series favorites Claire and Leon. Said a few years after RE4, we find Leon looking sharp in a suit, getting caught up in another zombie outbreak. Interesting. This film will be available worldwide on Netflix, so please check it out on release. So, CG movie, Claire and Leon, they are dealing with zombies,
But if you missed anything along the way,
which is good.
Don't worry. Keep an eye on the Resident Evil
Bring it back to
social channels
zombies.
and official website, which will be sharing everything from today's show. As a quick reminder, Resident Evil Village is available for pre-order starting today.
I do like
PlayStation
the
4,
CG movies a
Xbox
lot more
Series
than the
X,
live action
Xbox
movies.
One, and Steam for PC.
Because the
And don't
CG
forget,
movies
PlayStation
fit
5
into the
owners
continuity
get
of the
a sneak
games,
peek through downloadable content available
whereas the
worldwide
live
starting
action
today.
movies are just a
It has been an
rehash
absolute honor to
of
celebrate
ideas
the
from the
amazing
games.
Resident
It's almost
Evil
like an
TV
alternate
25th
universe, and it just
anniversary with all of you
those
across the
movies
globe.
and the games
I'm your
can't
host, Brittany
exist
Brombacher,
in the
and
same
thank you so much for
continuity,
watching.
and that's why I
Until next
dislike
time.
them so much. But the CG movies are actually pretty decent. They exist within the continuity of the games. And I really like that about them. So it looks like that's it. So lots of new stuff there. Some we expected and some we didn't. Now this new RE-verse game looks kind of weird. I don't think it's anything that Resident Evil fans actually want. I think a lot of us were waiting for Resident Evil Outbreak. If you're a fan of Resident Evil Outbreak and you want to see it come back, comment below, because I absolutely do. But as a free game that comes alongside Village, it could be some fun, right? Who knows? It could surprise us. It could be cool. The ability to play as any character and any monster in the entire franchise does have some sort of appeal, and I think even though it's not what we as Resident Evil fans actually want in a game, as a bonus, you know, if we're not getting that in place of a good Resident Evil game, but rather alongside a good Resident Evil game, I think it's pretty cool. We also saw the CG movie, which looks promising. Those movies I think are really cool because, as I mentioned before, they fit into the continuity, and I love that about them. So even though, you know, they're not the greatest thing in the world, they're a nice little bonus to have. And then we've got this Division 2 content, which looks really, really cool. I'm hoping that the actual event itself that we take part in within that game is even cooler than the rewards, because it is cool to dress up as the different characters from Resident Evil, but it would be even cooler to face off against maybe like a monster from the Resident Evil franchise, or Umbrella, or some kind of interesting mission to take part in. So I don't really know for sure what's going to happen with that, but it is really cool to think what could happen. So I'll be looking forward to checking that out. But obviously the most important information we got today was getting to see the gameplay footage, getting to see that the Resident Evil 4 inventory system is back and that we'll be playing Tetris again, getting to see a new merchant come into the game and having that same 4 feel. This really makes me think that the rumors about a Resident Evil 4 remake happening are more than likely true. We're seeing a lot of mechanics coming over and a lot of themes coming over, and even the setting is similar, so I wouldn't be surprised to see this engine and a lot of these assets reused in a Resident Evil 4 remake that's probably coming in the next couple years. So all of that looks cool. You can pre-order it today. I'm gonna go I'm going to go play the PlayStation 5 demo right now. If you guys are interested in maybe seeing that footage in a video, if you don't have a PlayStation 5 and you can't play it, let me know. Maybe I'll do a playthrough and I'll post it to the channel. But until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, and keep playing games. Thanks so much for checking out my channel. We are pushing hard for that 1,000 subscriber mark, so please consider subscribing. Hit that button. There's a circle in the middle over there. Hit that, subscribe, tell all your friends to do it. Thank you. Also, give this video a like so more people can see it. If you'd like more PlayStation and console game coverage, we've got that down below. And if you'd like more Magic the Gathering coverage, there's more of that somewhere off over that way. Do all the things.